Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Tuesday. So today I thought I would do just a slightly more in-depth review of some eyeshadows that I hauled in a video either last week or the week before. I've been using them now for a couple of weeks actually, and I'm pretty impressed with what I have experienced so far in terms of the application, the wear, the formulas, the pigmentation, the staying power, all that kind of good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the eyeshadows that I'm talking about are from Sydney Grace, and I originally found this company on Instagram and started following them. And it took me a little while to place an order because I'm always looking at things on Sephora and on Ulta because quite honestly, like that is where I feel like most of us buy the bulk of our makeup, and that's where, I think that you guys are probably looking for most of the reviews from. So, what's new from Marc Jacobs, what's new from Viseart, companies like that. But I went out on a limb and decided to order a few, and I created what is a kind of taupey neutrals palette. I almost grabbed a couple more, and I do intend on actually purchasing some more shadows from Sydney Grace. So I will certainly be filling this little palette that I have here out a little bit more. Actually, I've been keeping the shadows in this much larger palette here, which is where I keep my Viseart shadows. By the way, this particular palette is from Tarte. I do believe it's still available. I will link it down below. I think I paid 10 bucks for this. Don't quote me, but really a great palette. They have several different styles, designs, some really cute ones. This leopard one appealed to me because it was just basically a big square and fit a lot of shadows. But anyway, I pulled those shadows out into this smaller Z palette here so that I could just have them in one place. So I'm going to try to get them into frame here. So the colors that I chose, and I'm going to give you guys swatches as well, are Go For It, which is a really pretty, it's like an amethyst shade that also has maybe just a hint of like cranberry in it. I'm gonna give you guys, by the way, my fingers are clean. There's no lotion on my hands or anything like that, so I'll try to give you the best look. Now, I will say Sydney Grace has really great swatches on their website, so I'm just wiping this once so that you can see the pigmentation. Look at that, like, that's really nice. I am gonna go over it one more time just to smooth it out a little bit. So that is Go For It right there. Beautiful for the fall, absolutely beautiful. One thing I will definitely say for these shadows is that they are definitely very opaque. They apply beautifully with your fingers as well as just a brush. A really nice brush that works well with these shadows is the Zoeva Luxe Classic Shader, but obviously any like shader brush would work to apply the shimmer shades to your lid. You do get a little bit more opacity if you put it on with your finger, but I would say it's pretty comparable to using a brush. So the next shade is beautiful. There's three that I absolutely am just loving, and this is one of them. This is called Peace. So we're getting into our taupes here. This is probably one of the more like true taupes. It's got some gray in it. It's got some purple in it. There we go. Really beautiful shimmer in these. So first swipe, you can see it does require just a little bit of smoothing out. And there we go. My hands are a little bit dry, so you are going to see just a little bit of texture just from my dry hands. It's that time of year for me. The next shade is Tiara, and Tiara is really beautiful. This is more of a like brown bronze taupe. So look at that shine. I mean, the shine on these is amazing. So there is swatch. Seriously, look at that shine. That's incredible. Smoothed out a little bit more. I will talk a little bit about the formula because I do think that they definitely use some ingredients that help with this opacity of the shadows and the amount of shimmer. And I do appreciate how they list all the ingredients on their website. This is Troops. It's a little bit more of a purple taupe. Super pretty. There it is on the middle finger. First pass. Where are we at here? Oh, there we are. Sorry. It's nice to have a viewfinder. There we go. Ooh, look. Oh, look how pretty those are. If I were to design like a palette with like a company, this is probably what it would look like. Just shades of taupe. They don't really look that different on the eye, but I don't know. They're beautiful. So, and this last one is called Somber. This is probably the darkest. And again, this is more of a brown and purple taupe. Again, that beautiful shimmer there. And then I'll put that right here. So swipe one, and then just to smooth it out a little bit. There we go. Look how pretty that is. All right, the two matte shades that I got were Speedway and Cool Brown. I just wanted mattes that would blend nicely with any of these shimmers that I have. So Speedway, Cool Brown, basically this appears to be like a darker version of this one. These are both nice, although I have to admit I like their shimmers a lot more. So I need to make sure my hands are really clean before I give you guys swatches of these. These are a little bit more powdery for sure. So there we go. But great shades for sure. Yeah, you'll definitely be able to see the powder in those. But so yeah, there you go. Those are the shades that I picked up for the time being. So these retail for $6 each. Shipping wasn't terrible. I want to say it was like $4.95 or something like that. And I ordered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I think I originally had like 12 in my cart and then scaled it down. And I want to say the shipping was the same price for the 12 or for the 6. So very reasonable. So on the Sydney Grace website, under each of their shadows, they actually, and I'll link the website down below, they give you all of like the key ingredients and they explain what these ingredients do, which is awesome. So they put fractionated coconut oil in to help to bind the powders together. They use colored micas to add color, shimmer, and shine to the products. They use nylon 12, which provides a really nice amount of slip. And that's one thing that you'll notice, especially in the shimmers, is that it does have a really nice kind of almost silicone-y type slip. It also helps with the more deeper pigmented shades that they have in their collection. They use titanium dioxide, which is used to whiten and makes products more opaque. They use carnauba wax mica, which helps to bind the particles of their formulas together, keeps them from having less fallout as you're working with them. Boron nitrate, which helps with slip and adhesion of the products. Anyway, they have silk mica in here. It's just really nice that they actually talk about the ingredients and what the point is of, oop. Let's decline that. That is a sales call, which I get frequently thanks to my business. But so they do a really nice job of explaining what their ingredients are, why they use them, how they actually work in the formulations. I really appreciate that. So they also have amazing swatches. And if you follow them on Instagram, they are always updating their swatches. Now, they don't just have powder eyeshadows. They also have multi-chrome shadows. They sell eyeshadow bundles. They sell pressed highlighters, pressed blush. They have lip creams, cream shadows, setting powders, loose highlighters, loose pigments. all kinds of stuff. So they are, I feel like they're a pretty well-rounded brand for being like an indie company. I'm just honestly really impressed with how these apply both with a brush and with my finger. The wear is amazing. I've worn these shadows to the gym and they stayed put during my workout. They're really easy to remove at night. It's not like they're difficult to remove with I use the Drunk Elephant, right now, the Drunk Elephant Slay makeup melting butter. Comes off really easily, doesn't irritate my eyes. If you're not careful, you can get some kind of more chunky fallout when you're applying especially the pressed shimmer shades, because you can tell that there are some waxes in there, which is great because it helps the shadow adhere a lot better to your eyes. It keeps it on there longer. It makes it much more opaque, but just gives a beautiful finish, but it can sort of fall down when you're working with it if you're heavy-handed like I tend to be, but it's easy enough to brush that away. I'm really impressed. I think that individually, these are definitely very affordable shadows, but keep in mind, if you want to put together a 6-pan palette or a 12-pan palette, you're gonna like get to the price point of what you're paying for palettes for at like Sephora or at Ulta or Dermstore or any other place where, you know, eyeshadow palettes, higher end eyeshadow palettes are sold. Also, you're gonna have to have something to put them in because they arrive individually packed. Now they do sell, I don't know if they have them right now, but they do have palettes available on their website. Honestly, I would recommend just getting something like this. Obviously, Sephora sells the Z palettes. You can get a Z palette. This one came from a BoxyCharm that I got last year at some point, so it's great for that. But I think if you plan on purchasing more from the company over time, just buy a larger palette to begin with so that you can just stick the shadows in there. They are obviously magnetized, so I didn't add magnets to the backs or anything. That's what the label looks like there. So they just automatically like stick to any magnetized palette that you have. I think they're really great. I intend on ordering more. They're a great brand that I'm definitely glad I stumbled across, and yeah, go follow them on Instagram. I'll link their Instagram down below and also their website. Go take a look. Let me know if you've ever used Sydney Grace shadows. What are your thoughts? I'm always curious about what you guys have to say as well. So, all right. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. I hope that this was helpful. Please subscribe if you are new, and I will see you tomorrow for my next video. Take care. Bye.